Launched in 2019, Together in Recovery is designed to foster an accessible, integrated treatment and recovery network in Massachusetts that champions evidence-based approaches, supports multiple pathways to recovery, and puts people in charge of their treatment choices. After conducting convenings all across the state, it was very clear that finding accessible, accurate information about treatment and recovery supports was a challenge. And an even bigger challenge was finding information about the rights and protections for people with opioid use disorder. And that's why we decided to produce the Know Your Rights Toolkit. Together in Recovery is led by an advisory committee of diverse influencers, and they helped us design the toolkit and provided subject matter expertise on the content.
So when we click here and we go into the toolkit, you'll see the landing page. So this landing page right here really just provides that grounding that I just provided for you. But one thing I really do want to elevate here is this equity statement that RIZE really recognizes the trauma, inequities, and violence that structural racism has caused for BIPOC communities and people in long-term recovery or any type of recovery. There are lots of barriers that exist to getting the help that folks want, and this toolkit recognizes those, tries to highlight that, and also work to create the foundation so that folks are able to get that treatment without those barriers and create that world where discrimination associated with drug use is over. So to go through each of the sections broadly, there's this navigation bar on the left-hand side, and these are all the sections that you can find more information on, rights and advocacy, and resources. So for example, if I go to treatment and recovery pathways, you'll see here that broad statement that there's no right way to recover. Again, your recovery is your choice and you are the driver in that journey. And this toolkit really does aim to help build that and empower folks to choose what works for them by not only giving them the knowledge, but also the rights that they hold so they can actively exercise their rights in all areas. So here under clinical pathways, for example, what I can do, I can open this and it takes me to all different types of services for clinical pathways for opioid use disorder.
This is a big deal. This is huge for our families and impacting people. I don't know about you guys, but I wish there was a toolbox when I was going through my process, because I know my parents and my mom couldn't figure it out. And I wanted to know, everybody wanted to know why, how can we help? How can we be involved? So I'm super excited about this toolbox.
The Know Your Rights in Recovery Toolkit is going to help build a foundation that we need as we go forward. It's going to help people seeking services and seeking support networks. It's also going to be a resource to educate, those who may be on the front lines providing some of those services. And so, we want to celebrate this important, concrete step forward in promoting health equity for all, especially for this vulnerable population. And I really appreciate it because it is putting the person who is struggling with addiction back at the center of the conversation about their care.